Love these old back roads. I mean, this is the least of the beauty around here, but even just down here in these little bumps and hills and juniper trees, it's so pleasant. It's got a very good feel. You know, you can describe something as beautiful. If you tried to do it with words, then its beauty would depend on your ability to articulate. So even if you are a prophet and you have visions, that doesn't make you as great as the interpreter, because if you can't communicate what you see, then the people that are going to hear what you saw are going to come up with all kinds of different churches and beliefs, because they are interpreting it their own way. They didn't get their own revelation. They followed the prophets. But the prophets testified to what? To the Lord and to the Holy Spirit, or the Holy Mind, and what it can do for you. And when you have the Holy Mind and you perfect it, you can literally move mountains. But now I'm miles from my house. I'm going to see the Gia cliff dwellings, something like that. I don't even remember. I know it's Gia, Gila. Anyway, it's like Mesa Verde, but there's not a lot of people there, and there's no, they don't charge you to go through there. There's no tours, and there's no rangers standing there sniffing over your, right shoulder. But, I prefer it that way, with just me, myself, and the dog, and Barry's with us. Oh, Barry, would you like to take a bow?
Hi, my name's Barry. It starts with a B, I'm told. Anyway, going back to bed.
Okay. Thank you for that, Barry. Insightful comment. Class, do you remember? Yeah. Yeah. Now, if we were in some other language, we'd say Gilla. But down here in the north, us northerners, we say it this way. Yeah. They don't pronounce the L's. It's beneath us, really. It'd be completely beneath our stature. We've got high stature. Good genes, my family. Yes, good genes. Slow down here, cowboy. Woohoo! Ho, horsies. Some bumps. Nellie, she's a good horse, though. She'll get us there. I got 400 more of them under the hood. I beat Rudolph. He's only got, what, 6 reindeer or something? I don't know. Does it really matter, Dave? Is it really that important that you would ruin our entire beautiful travel day with your idiocy, your dribble? And by the way, you're not funny. Stop talking like that. Whee! Oh yeah, the washboard roads. You can't go over 25 miles an hour on this here road. Us hillbillies, we can go 30, maybe 35 till we are airborne and do a 3 or 4 flips and land in the ditch. But heck, they ain't nothing. We'll just get out and roll the car over on its tires, take off and go. What we got down here? What's going on down here? Jed, come on down here and take a look at what's going on down here. People down here living like they're human beings. Out here where you can breathe this air. Where the deer and the antelope roam, and by golly, there are a lot of antelope right here in this here valley. Usually when you're driving through here, you're going to see a herd of adalamps. We don't got any adalamps, we got antelopes. Boom, 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 boom. We got deer and we got lots of elk. There's probably more elk than there is deer. At least I always see the elk. Sometimes I see deer, but I usually see the elk. The elk like to graze along the sides of the road. And up here where I live, we just sort of drive slow and let the elk have right away. We like those elk. They're beautiful. And then they'll fall, they bugle. You ever hear them do that? Whee! I can't do it. I couldn't do it if you paid me $1,000 million. It's the most beautiful sound. I mean, almost, if you wanted to know what it sounds like, it's probably maybe a little bit like a killer whale or something, you know, or whatever. You ever hear these, when they blow their, what do you call it, snorkel? You ever seen a whale blow his snorkel? And then they'll scream or something? Yeah, I didn't even remember I knew that until now here. Isn't that weird? There's all the stuff we can't even remember that we knew. I know something, but I don't remember what it is. Oh man, look at this. Now this here's high society. You got the old tire over the fence post trick. What does it do? We don't know, but we think it probably improves the look of the situation. Anyway, right? When you drive up there and you say, uh-oh, come on, Jesse, let's get out of here. This guy's got tires on the fence post. There's some kind of weirdos. We better not mess with them. They probably got shotguns. Boy, 20 miles an hour around that one. Look at, what are they doing? What are these hillbillies doing? Huh. Make a post out of rocks stacked up inside of a cage. Is that humane, putting those rocks in that cage? And they're not free anymore now. Rock slavery around here. Just so we can have a little old fence. I mean, that's true. You could look at it that way. Rocks are beautiful. If you leave them the way they are placed by nature, you start moving them around, you know, and it's kind of like, you know, the law of Yahweh. You know, sometimes that Yahweh rocks, right? He had some good laws. And like one of them was, you can make a temple and get down and worship me, but don't you dare put a chisel to the rock. I want natural. So, you know, I mean, maybe that's a good point. There is a difference between Yahwehism and the law and, you know, the death, which, you know, I don't know, could be much worse than death, but worse than that is the perversion of flat out Satanism. You know? Because Yahweh's like very stern and he's got all these rules and we don't know why, you know, on the seventh day, okay. What if I don't know what day it is? Do I get some of my brownie points taken away if I forgot what day it was and I slept on a Sunday or something? You know, I don't know. See, that doesn't make sense. But at least, you know, he's thinking, you know, he's like, yeah, I want things natural. So I think that means that we're not talking about worshiping a god. We're just talking about concentrating on the fleshly desires, the lower ego, and obeying its every whim and command from your deep innermost lustful being, and you're imprisoned and deceived by it, and you worship it. I think that's what that means. And you can change that focus, that worship, and say, I'm going to focus on love. I'm going to follow after it. I'm going to follow after goodness, kindness, and dignity, and what we call the divine nature. The immortal ones have. You don't get to be immortal unless you learn wisdom. Yeah. Now we're out here in the prairie, and I saw a little house too, so I think that was the little house on the prairie. I didn't see Mary Lou. Don't know where she went. But old Jenny Mae, she was there. Billy Bob, he came in spitting tobacco. You know, that's how they always named their kids. They had to have two names. Because they had so many kids, they ran out of names, see? So if you give them two names, you can, cross-section that back and forth to get thousands of names, which is, they got cousins and nieces. If you had 20 kids, and your brother, which is one of 20 brothers, right? And they all had 20 kids, then your aunts and cousins and uncles and, nephews and all that, you're going to have several thousand people in that group. So you need a lot of names. So you don't just call him Bob. You got to call him Billy Bob. And then the next one you can call Bob Billy. And then that keeps coming on that way. You just go Billy Bob Bob. Or, you do two Bobs at the end and a Billy at the front. Or you could do two Billy Billy Bob. I mean, you could go probably endless with this. And that makes it good for the hillbillies. Because they're stupid. They have all the babies. They spit tobacco. And they live in the woods. Well, I'm going to set this here down until I get to something prettier. We're on our way to Gila, the Mesa Verde of New Mexico. And me and Barry, starts with a B. Don't forget it. We'll see you here in a few. Well, might be a change of plans. I'm driving along here, and I see up ahead, we're coming to the top of this big mountain, and that's the mountain that I wanted to know exactly how far it was, get the exact elevation, and all that, so that I can do my experiment exactly. I'm going to have another plan that I'm going to work with to determine something, another perimeter that we need to have to make this conclusive, and I'll be able to prove one way or the other. No scientist could argue it, and it won't be written down somewhere. Nobody will know. It'll be on video. Anybody can go and look at it. They'll see what I did, and then they can go and verify all of the data. we'll find out if the Earth is flat, or kind of flat, or really, really round, or just what they say, or what it is. Because right now, we're just looking at it and we're saying it doesn't look right. It looks like we can see way too far. But we don't know for sure until we do some absolutely perfect verification. So we'll have to drive over to that mountain and walk up there onto the top to get the exact elevation and the actual GPS coordinates. So maybe I'll do that. Oops, sorry. Maybe I'll do that here in a minute. I'll make up my mind whether I wanted to go see Gia, but I think that might be a more worthy effort for us today is to go to the top of that mountain. I have no idea if we can get over there, if we have to walk 20 miles or what. You'd think there might be a road going near there. It's right there. And that's the one, beyond a doubt, that we see, that I was trying to gauge how, you know, the elevation and all that, but we'll just find out. Really green. Really pretty out here. Yeah, but we're going right straight towards that mountain. And we're going to find out. But I may have to climb it still. It looks like a pretty good climb there. We're going right straight for it, but we're going to no doubt have to climb a couple thousand feet. I don't know. This is just crazy. The mountain that I wanted information on is right on one side of the road here. I'm gonna have to stop and look at the map and see if there's a little road I can get over there. Alright. Our turn off. I found I guess a dirt road goes there, goes near there. Closest I can get to it. It's supposed to be a turn off right here. I guess maybe this is it. Oh, it's probably down here. Paved road. I was thinking it was going to be an old dirt road. Yeah. I gotta stop here and look at the map. This might be a road right here. High country road. I don't know. Hold on. Okay. Nope. down here. I think I found another road that goes right to it. Windshield's all dirty. There's the mountain. I'll be darned. Isn't that a pretty little mountain? There's those yellow flowers that are about to bloom. They bloom all over the field, just everywhere yellow. It's gonna be a hike, isn't it? People prepared for the end, living out in the woods, on the prairies. Oh, potholes. Okay. There's a neat place in the prairie, huh? Isn't that neat? Wow. I like that. That's unique. We can't see it because everything keeps blurring it out. The windshield's got spots on it. It's kind of blurring everything. The road's not bumpy though. It's pretty nice. Most of it. Not washboarded. I gotta stop here and look at the map, see which way to go. Probably this way. Oop, I don't know, that might be somebody's house. I'll have to check. Okay, looks like we gotta go this way. I guess we could go either way, but I don't know. There's a house up there, so I'll just go this way to avoid where people might be living. living and stuff. Although there's people living out all throughout. There's cabins here and there. Oh, I guess we can't go this way. This here is closed. Ponderosa Ranch. Okay, this is private then, I guess. Well, we'll try going back to that other road. Let's see, I'd turn around right there. Ooh, an evil omen. Well, muddy road here in one spot. Hope it doesn't peter out here into the weeds. Still quite a ways away from getting pretty close to that mountain. Which way do we go? Which way do we go? A place for a picnic though, probably. Going the wrong way or something here. I don't know. get to that mountain. I don't really think I want to walk 5 miles up a hill, you know. I was hoping to get closer. I know there's a road on the map that goes there, but if it's these kind of roads, it might just peter out and might not be there anymore. Boy, all the flowers, it's so beautiful. I've never seen anything so beautiful all my life. This area. Oh my. Oh no. At this juncture, they have a gate. Which, you know. I don't know. Let me take a look on the map. Man, I don't know where I'm at. But according to the map, it looks like this is a road, but I hope it's not somebody's driveway. It's so beautiful. It's like a paradise. I wish I could get these marks off so you guys could see more clear. Oh, we're on the wrong road. We gotta back out. There is a road, but I'm on the wrong road to get to the right road or something, so I'll have to figure out how to get over there. We'll back out of here. And man, it's beautiful. See, it certainly looked like somebody's driveway because there's a gate there, right? But there's no signs, and the map says it's a through road, and it says 80 right there. But then over there it says 81. I don't know what any of that means. And then right here is 79. So this is like some kind of a place to park your motorhome or something? I don't even know where I'm at. Oh, look at that sunflower. Oh, beautiful sunflowers. Oh, well, how do you turn around? I think the road's good to turn around anywhere. Alright. So, this is 7,415 feet. Approximately the same elevation that I'm at my property at Candy Kitchen. And this is how far that particular mountain is away from where I always go and stand at the same elevation. 17 miles, 17.38 miles. So we'll calculate that at the end. But we shouldn't be able to see at the exact same elevation, the base of that mountain, the same elevation, 17 miles away. It should have dropped down 300 or 400 feet. But we're going to keep on going like 50, 60 miles further, and it's going to be the same thing. So we go back out. Let's see if we can find another way over to the other road. There are people that have little trailers or cabins and stuff out through here, but a lot of people just don't live out here. They live in the city. It's a little place that they can come to if they need to on the weekends or something. Clear their head. So we tried the right way, so we're going to have to go back and try to find another way. Guys, I couldn't get to that mountain, but I don't want to go to that mountain anymore because I'm seeing up here in the distance that big mountain that we can see all the way to the base of at the top of my mountain, the 7,500 feet. And I'm thinking, how in the world would I be able to see these mountains, as you'll see here in a minute? Clear as day. I know what mountains it is now and how far it is. And I will get the distance and the elevation and all of that. But like right now, I can't see over that hill to see that mountain because I'm under the hill, right? Obviously. Just by a few feet, but it's right in front of me. And I got to get up on top of this little bitty hill just to see what's ahead of me, and it kind of opens up. But as long as I'm at the top of, you know, where, as long as I, you know, there's nothing in my way, I can see for oh, there it is. That's the mountain that we were looking at, the big one in the back. Sometimes we can see it so clearly. That's it. We'll take a real close look at that. All right, here is me several weeks ago. I'm where I live on my Red Mesa at 7,500 feet, looking all the way across. And those mountains there are probably 20 miles away. And then I pan to the right, and you see that mountain right there. Now we can, I think, be fairly certain that that is the mountain that we're looking at now. Notice on the right, in front of it, is a darker blue, and it slopes down with a little bump. And then in the background is that outline, and you can see quite a bit of the top of that mountain in the background. That's the same mountain. But notice how it's lower down. I mean, that peak in that is higher, where I'm closer to it. And when I'm at my property in Candy Kitchen, it's not as high. However, that's further away, and so it looks smaller as well as lower. It's actually smaller by a little bit. And if it's smaller, it's going to look lower, but it's only smaller because it's more distant. Once you look at something 50 miles in the distance, it gets smaller, and you think you're only seeing a very small tip of it, but you're really seeing the whole mountain. If you focused it in, if I had a camera where I could focus it in, I would be able to see what appears to be the exact same thing that I can see when I'm right up on it. That doesn't make sense. But notice that the mountain, the darker blue mountain in front of it, it's sloping down. There's a couple of differences. We're looking at it from a slightly different angle, but because it's all smaller and it's going further in the distance, and it's smaller because we're further away, 50 miles away, then you don't see that little bump right in the middle, in front of the mountain in the background. But what you do see is that dark ridge that's below the blue dark ridge. So there's the light blue mountain in the background. Then you've got the darker blue mountain, spanning across to the right and going up to a peak. And then just in front of that dark blue mountain going up to a peak, you've got this darker green mountain. And notice how you can see all of that 50 miles away, only it's just smaller, and some of the little rocks and details are missing because it's further away and you can't distinguish little points and pricks at that distance. And it all looks just smaller, but it's exactly the same height. I mean, look at the light blue big mountain in the background, and then pan over to your right and see that they appear to be about the same height. That dark blue mountain on the right, right? But it's in front of it, right? It's in front of it, and they still appear to be about the same height. Now look at where you see it far, far away. They appear to be closer together because it's further away, but they're still about the same height. You wouldn't say, oh, that's another 1,200 feet that has gone down. It's like just about the same height. Actually, the dark blue mountain is slightly higher than the one in the background, which you might think was normal because it's so far away. And as you go into the distance, things look smaller. So look at the other one again. I drew a line. The dark blue mountain is higher than the light blue one in the background, even though the one in the background's a bigger mountain because it's going further in the distance. And yet I'm right up on it there. I'm within a couple of miles of that mountain in this picture. But going back to the other mountain, keeping in mind that the darker blue mountain's higher at this distance, and now look at the other one. It is exactly the same. 50 miles away, I can still see that the one in the foreground, even though it's not as high as the one in the background, is still higher. Only because they appear that way, only because it's further and further away. It looks like you're not seeing the whole mountain, but you are seeing the entire mountain and the mountains in front of it all the way to the base. Because from 50 miles, the smaller mountain in front of the bigger mountain is still, because of your line of sight is level, it still appears to be that much taller than the one in the background. But I shouldn't be able to see that blue mountain. That's just a little blue ridge. But I can pick it out and see the mountain behind it. Now look at this picture here. That is the one where I'm actually there, within a couple of miles of it. And when you look at the one from a distance, it's still there, very visible. And that's not logical. Get a snapshot of it so we make sure that's exactly the mountain that we're looking at. So at the base of that mountain, Escondido Mountain, it's about 7,400 feet, about the same as the elevation where I live, where I'm looking across 50 miles. The top of that mountain is almost 10,000 feet, 9,850 feet or something like that. The distance between where I live, the blue spot at the top, to this mountain is 47 miles, almost 48 miles, 47.81 miles. So it should be 1,200 feet below the elevation. I shouldn't be able to see it. So we've measured the elevation there on that mountain. It's like 10,000 feet. And the base of it is 7,500 feet, 7,400 feet. But at 50 miles away, it should be about 1,200 feet below the horizon. Now, if you're standing at sea level, then 50 miles away would be 1,200 feet below sea level. However, if you're standing at 7,500 feet, And 50 miles away, you're looking at 7,500 feet. But it should be 1,200 feet below what you're able to see. Now, yeah, I'm up 7,500 feet. I'm looking down, but I'm not looking down. I'm looking across at 7,500 feet. None of the land between me and that mountain is below like 7,000 feet. This is all high plateau. So it has nothing to do with sea level. It has to do with the level that I'm standing and the level that I'm looking at, which is an equal level or elevation. And I can still see over the top of a 7,500 foot mountain, I can still see looming above it, I can see the base of that other mountain at 7,500 feet. I can see the whole top of the mountain 50 miles away. And that shouldn't be possible. But as I go that direction, I'm going to see how far it is and pinpoint everything on the map so we'll have it. Look at these yellow flowers. Holy moly woolies. Holy moly woolies, holies. There's some holy molys. Oh, buddy, that's beautiful. Ooh. There's that mountain. Couldn't get the camera on. Get on the side of this little hill. Yeah, we'll see it. Those are some sunglasses, huh? They shimmer and shine, and looks like they're giving off their own light, don't it? You'd swear they're giving off light, but it's just reflection. Alright, there's that big mountain that we just were looking at. It's in the background, and look at all these yellow flowers in the field. Huh. Anyway, can you see all the hills around me that kind of, you know, they'll go in front of our site or whatever? Here I am 50 miles or something, or 60 miles from this mountain, up in Candy Kitchen, New Mexico. And I can see straight across right at the base of that mountain. So what is the elevation at the base of that mountain? You know? It's just crazy. And there are some other mountains in the background. So I'm going to get the elevation around to the base of that mountain, and we're going to do some figuring. We're going to prove one way or the other whether the earth is round, or how big it really is, or whatever's going on. that shed we were looking at the other day. Like, I don't know how far, I forgot, this is from Candy Kitchen, but it's at least following the road, it's about 85 miles out here. But straight shot, the way the bird flies, is probably 60 to that mountain that we can see to the base of. And you see that ridge right there? I think that is the ridge, and that shiny roof there is something that we see. We were looking at that the other day. So we can tell where that shiny roof is, if that is the one we were looking at. And I think there was that ridge that was in front of the mountain, and I was saying, man, it's like we're just looking right over the ridge, because see, now we're below that ridge and I can't see that mountain. Well, I can see the back. Okay, so there at the almost about halfway up that little ridge is that little shiny barn. So we'll take a look to see if that's the same shiny barn. But yeah, we can still see the mountains. That's that ridge that we could see all the way. It looks like it's just we're a couple miles away. And we're 60 miles. Huh. So crazy. I don't see how if every 40 miles you drop 100 feet, and that wouldn't make any sense. Was it 1,000 feet? Alright, here's some little dinky-dink town. Alright, I gotta stop and look at the map. Little town here. I didn't know it would be a little town. Can't see if this is a gas station or... No, that's high school. So we have to turn around. It didn't look big enough on the map to have a little town and a high school and everything. Tomato school. When I get gas, I'm going to try and wipe that dirt off the window. Gibbs. There's a gas station. Yay. Alright, there's that mountain. We're right at the base of it. There's all these cliffs. Cliffs seem to be like a plateau of some kind, and so I couldn't possibly see, you know, the base of that mountain 50 miles away, but it seems like I can. I don't know, we're gonna have to look at this further, but Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Got my windshield clean though. Stopped at the gas station. At least there is a gas station somewhere in here. It was $3.66 a gallon, which that's a bit high. It's showing me about 325 or something a gallon. I don't know the exact. 329 or something. I don't know. Apache. I love the Apache. Oh, this is some beautiful country in here too. I mean, I got all these native peoples around me. Zuni, Apache, Navajo, Hopi. They're all basically the Pueblo Indian, the Nephites, the Newhoddles. And this is what I wanted to see too. I came through here when all these trees in this valley, there's a river down there. I want to go over there if I could. There's a road going over there. There's a river, I guess, or something, and there's some trees that follow it down this canyon. It's the most beautiful place. When I came through here earlier last year, I thought, man, I want to live here for the rest of my life. It's so beautiful. I'm going to see if there's a road going over there. I may not make it to Gia. I'm still trying to get to Gia. But I've decided to get the elevation and distance on the map. I'm verifying what mountains are what, where they're at, and verifying that they are this far over here. That I don't have the wrong mountain or something. But once I get all this verified, we're gonna figure this out. There's the mountain, top of it. Some beautiful cliffs over there too. Telling you where we were looking over the reserve, but that's where we're going now. I couldn't get that off. That's like scratches on my windshield. I've never seen that. It's crazy. It's not a smudge. I thought it was a dead bug or something, but that's actually a scratch on my windshield. Okay, we could go down there and look at those trees. If I had a place to park. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna stop it here, even though we've got more film for you tomorrow. But I'm gonna determine whether the Earth is round or flat, and we're gonna do it right here on this channel for all the world to see. We will have